Hey, so we're back with the 4th week of MerMay, I want to say. I'm just going to guess and say 4, because at this point it might as well have been 4. And with every MerMay, I like to do at least one fan art. And I say with every, I mean in the last year and a half. Because last year when I was taking a lot of breaks from YouTube and social media, it kind of started around May because I was prepping for the last Saturdays and the craft fair, which I'm doing all again this year. I wasn't really doing MerMay on YouTube, I was mostly doing it in my sketchbook. And one of the last MerMay pieces I did last year was for Amanda the Adventurer, because that was one of my big things. I mean, I still love Amanda the Adventurer. It's so creepy-esque and I love it. But I decided to go with another hyperfixation that I'm kind of having right now, which is still Hazbin Hotel. And I specifically chose Alastor and Vox because I think the visuals and just all the memes that have come from Stayed Gone have been hilarious. So that's what inspired this piece exactly. It's just me not giving up my hyperfixations, honestly. And like I said, Been Gone is probably one of my favorite songs. I feel like saying Poison is your favorite song or Hell's Greatest Dad is so basic. Actually, I think liking any huge song that isn't Sorry from episode 2, I think, is basic. I don't know. I try not to be basic, but that's also basic. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, I wanted to draw these two in a not ship way because Alastor is canon arrow ace, and as a fellow ace, I'm all over that. And with Viv teasing at season 2 that their relationship is gonna be complicated and sad, my immediate thought is if you try to have Vox disrespecting my ace boy's sexuality, we're throwing hands. We are throwing hands. I mean, not really, because I still love the show and it would make more sense, but there's no reason for Vox to be such a piss baby that a person that he possibly had a romantic interest in is a romantic asexual. Get over it. Stop being a piss baby. But with that, I know that because season 1 took so long to get off the ground because they had to get greenlit and then write the script and get new voice actors, But now that that's all set, I just know that as of right now, season 2 is finished recording vocally. We should be getting it 2025 or something like that, I think they said. I mean, it doesn't matter exactly, but I'm ready for it. I used my Amazon Prime free trial to watch it and then I canceled it. So I'm gonna have to go to my brother whose boyfriend pays for Amazon Prime, or I think he does. I don't know, but I'm like, hey, what's your vlog in? I want to watch Hazbin Hotel, which is what I was going to do the first time, and then I just didn't. Anyway, I'm getting so off topic. So I decided to go with them as MerMay designs, and I did each character based on a fish or a fish-like creature that I thought would fit them. For Alastor, you've seen the show, you know that he summons a lot of magic with snapping his fingers, and the only thing I could think of is a red snapper because he's red and snapper, and I'm fucking hilarious. I am a genius. Like Kanye West says that he's a lyrical genius, I am an artistic genius. Is it all that smart though? Probably not. It's probably okay, you have 3 brain cells and you want a cookie, because Vox's merman design is an electric eel. I know, I'm fucking brilliant. I will just take my most creative artist award now. Thank you for nominating me, and thank you for voting me the winner on that. I really appreciate it. But I definitely felt that it fit their vibe. And with Alastor, I love the idea that his cane would be a conch shell, because it kind of had that cone shell to begin with. So I was you know what, we're just gonna go with it. And I did find a way to sneak in that ink color, the one that I've been using on my MerMay pieces, because I decided to use it for the inside of the shell. And then I also used it on Vox's tongue, and I love the color it came out. It worked out, so that was fine. And I will say that I'm actually really happy with the way that the characters came out, because I haven't drawn Alastor in 5 years. When the pilot came out and I drew some really shitty painted some really shitty acrylic painting fan art, and it looks like garbage now because I don't know how to I didn't know how to acrylic paint. I still kind of don't, but we're taking baby steps because I used acrylic ink, and I will get to that in a minute. But I love the way the sketch and the line art came out on this. The characters look like the characters, and they also give off their personality, which is something I struggle to come across sometimes. And especially with Vox, I don't think I've ever drawn a TV head before, or an object head or anything like that. And to get him looking like this on my first try, Thank you, art skills. But yeah, art skills did not help at all with my acrylic ink ability. I think I used acrylic ink like once a year, complain that I suck at it, and then put it down for a year, and then be like, I haven't touched this for a year. Let's use it. Oh wait, I suck at it. So I just use my standard Daler-Rowney inks. I also have Abstract ink because I got it on clearance. And then I threw in some Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay India ink, just because I didn't have the magenta E red in acrylic ink, or like that bright ultramarine blue in acrylic ink, because for some reason everywhere I went to fucking buy it was out of stock and whatever. For making the acrylic ink for Alastor, I don't have red. I have processed magenta, and then I have this cherry red, which is still very magenta-y. And then I remembered color theory, because I have the magenta, but I also have yellow. And for some fucking reason, pink and yellow make red. Thanks. That's just how colors go. So I was able to mix the perfect red for Alastor, and then I was able to throw in some burnt sienna for like shading and color variations. And you can see that my tiny ass acrylic ink palette, that's the palette I like to use for acrylic ink, and I will not use any other palette. I don't know why, I just like that little one. So that's the one I used, and I didn't have enough space the first time I was mixing colors. I had to dump it out, let it dry, or wipe it out, and then use it for Vox. But mixing the colors wasn't too bad. I will say though, Alastor's skin came out a lot darker than I intended, but to be fair, he has culture, but then he's whitewashed. Like, no honey, he can be darker, so my excuse is that he could be darker, therefore I made him darker, because everybody else does. And it's not a bandwagon thing, it's literally just what I believe too. Oh, and then, so with the acrylic inks, like the last video, I was looking for a waterproof pen, and I was gonna do the pencil and then line on top, and I was gonna do that with my Pentel pocket brush pen, like I fucking pulled it out, but I couldn't find it. It was supposed to be where like my fine liners and brush pens are, my little pen caddy, and it just wasn't there. So I was like, okay, great, thanks. So I'm looking for it, and I have this little clay octopus that I bought at the craft fair like 2 years ago, and everything just started going to shit when I was looking for this fucking brush pen. Like, I have this Pusheen, this is relevant to the octopus, I have this little Pusheen carton thingy that I don't even know where Pusheen is, I just have the carton, and on top of it I have a crystal Pokeball, and then that fell over, and then as I'm trying to fix it, the master ball that I keep on top of my little Squishmallow tin, like for my mini Squishmallows that my partner and I got at the local toy store when they came to visit, I definitely showed it in the June of 2023 vlog. It's a little master ball and it came with Ditto, it was cute. That fell, and then the fucking octopus fell and like half of his tentacles came off. And I do not have the patience to glue them right now. So he's sitting on top of my empty top of the morning hot chocolate container, half broken, half his limbs in there. And then I find the brush pen and I'm like, are you actually worth it? Like, rest in peace, Mr. Octopus, but is this brush pen worth your life? The answer is no, because I ended up using the fucking brush pen. I just went over it with my fucking Uniball Vision's waterproof pen that I used to sign off envelopes my Etsy. Like, ugh, it was not worth it. I'm so sorry, Mr. Octopus. Like, getting this thing started was so obnoxious. Like, I had no motivation to do it. I was scared to do it. And then I ended up loving it, except for the fact that the blue background on Vox matches the blue stripe on his tail too much. But like, when you're looking at it, it's shiny, so it doesn't count, but when you scan it, and also the fact that this ink went down like so smooth and then it dries and it looks patchy as shit, and I'm like, do I have the patience to fix this? Absolutely not. Plus, if I can see artists literally throwing out like 5-minute doodles and posting it and being like, I know it sucks, and people are like, yes, it sucks, that's why I'm gonna like it, and they can get like thousands of views on Instagram. But I've been posting all my Etsy shit for like about a month now, every day. And Instagram's like, no, only 2 people are gonna see it. And they're not even your followers. They're not gonna like it. They're just gonna see it. Sorry. Like, the fuck is that shit? Like, I'm okay. I'm gonna leave my background fucking splotchy. I don't give a shit. That was my little rant, but yes, MerMay is almost over. And I think I'm just gonna keep it simple next week because I have a craft fair, or what the fuck is that thing called? You're a good bird. A last Saturday next week. Then I have the Pride Festival the next week. And then technically that same week I have a fucking craft fair. And then 2 weeks after that is another last Saturday. But I'm doing the vlogs different so they're not too vloggy. You'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. So thank you guys so much for watching. As you probably know, I mentioned my Etsy, which is still 25% off for the rest of May in celebration of MerMay. And it's for my entire shop, no coupon code needed. And then to maybe help my Instagram get out of the gutter so more than 2 people can see my posts. That's also down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week with the final MerMay. So sad, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through it. Alright, bye!